Well, thanks for joining us tonight. We've got a weather impact alert, and it's not hard to see why. If you look out your window right now, chances are you're seeing something like this. Maybe a little bit darker now, but nonetheless, lots of snow. Our own Scott Swan sending us this video from Fishers, and it's a similar sight across most of central Indiana. This is a look at downtown earlier today. We're seeing slick conditions on the road leading to some crashes. We'll get to that in just a moment. I'm Allison Gormley in for Jenny Renovich tonight alongside Angela Buckman. And Angela, it's just not the snow, it's the temperatures too. Usually it's one or the other. No. Tonight we got both.
We've got warnings for both as well. Winter storm warning and an extreme cold warning that was issued from the National Weather Service. We'll start with the winter storm warning because of 4 to 6+ inches of snow. A lot of that is already on the ground. What you have on the ground, we're going to add another inch or so before it's all over. This is the outline of the winter storm warning. Highlighted in purple, these counties are under winter weather advisories where the totals will be a little lighter. This is the extreme cold warning issued from Marion County up to Kokomo into Lafayette, Greencastle, and Terre Haute. Everybody else under an extreme cold advisory. Advisory or warning, it's going to be cold for all of us. This is the snow map in terms of radar and where we have the steadier snow. This looks much better than it did earlier today. Most of us were dealing with the heavy snow. Now we're starting to see some gaps in those steadier snow bands, but still steady snow falling. Fishers to Carmel and Westfield, south into the northern sections of Hendricks County, southern parts of Johnson County. We go south. Heavy snow falling in Seymour, North Vernon, Columbus, and Greensburg, Bloomington as well. Last local stop to the north. It starts to lighten up the farther north you go, but we still have some snow moving back through Tippecanoe County, south of Logansport into Peru. So as I mentioned, we've got 4 to 6 on the ground for most of us already. We'll add another additional inch, maybe 2 in a few places. Future Track 13 shows the steady snow coming to an end between now and about 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. We need it to come to an end so we can get the roads clear. They are snow covered and they are slick, and it is cold out there. Wind chills already sub-zero in Indianapolis and points north. So we're going to go from snow to bitter cold. The weather impact alert will continue through Monday. 4 to 6+ inches of snow, followed by blowing and drifting wind chills that will near 25 degrees below zero. We expect cancellations. In fact, there are some restaurants and ice cream shops, Allison, that are closing early because of the snow and the cold.
Yeah, that based on what you're saying and what you're seeing, that certainly makes sense. Well, thanks for the update. Well, we're seeing some rough conditions on the roads from small side streets to major interstates. Our Brandon Schaff is out there keeping an eye on conditions and joins us live from I-70 heading west toward Indy. Brandon?
Yeah, Allison, good evening to you. You can see these snowy conditions everywhere across our viewing area. We're over on the east side right now on I-70 west, and we're heading towards downtown Indianapolis here. And even just looking around, it's so difficult to see where you are on a highway like this. I would imagine many of the streets are like this. We just came from Post Road. It was a little difficult to see the road itself, but on the highway here, it's really difficult to see the specific lane.
We've been on a full call out since before the snow started, and we'll remain on one until the roads are completely clear. But that doesn't always mean that our trucks can keep roads completely clear, right? Our goal is to keep them safe and to keep them passable and the best that we can. But when snow's falling this fast, you should expect to see snow on the roads if you have to go out. That's why we're encouraging people. It's a Saturday. If you can stay home, just do that.
All right, well, if you are getting out on the roads, just to actually open. Now, in addition to the closure that we were just talking about, we are seeing a lot of businesses close early, including the Children's Museum and the Carmel Christkindl Mark and local restaurants. Now, we are also seeing a lot of closures for the evening and for morning church services, and those closures will continue likely through tonight and tomorrow because of how cold it's getting. We've got a full list plus updates on the forecast on WTHR.com right now. Well, we are counting down to tonight's Heisman Trophy presentation in New York City. IU's Fernando Mendoza is hoping to hear his name called as the winner, but before tonight's big announcement, he took some time to help raise awareness for something very important to him and his family. Eli Gay joins us from New York City with more on that. Hi, Eli.
Hi, Allison. Thank you. Yes, just this morning, less than 12 hours from tonight's Heisman Trophy ceremony, Fernando Mendoza used his platform for more than just football, visiting with families who are affected by multiple sclerosis, turning his spotlight into a moment of impact. Fernando Mendoza is no stranger to applause. But this morning at the Adidas store in New York City, it was for something much more personal.
We're all on, the common ground here, trying to find a cure and, battling every single day. And I know you guys know, and, our family knows as well. And really just can't, my heart goes out to you, praying every single day as well. But at the same time, just want to give you guys just a little optimism. It's great. We don't need anybody. We're strong. We're fine. We don't need anybody to feel sorry for us because we're not victims. We're attacking this. We're passionate. We're attacking this. We're head on here. However, it's it's great to say this as a family.
Which ones do you like? Oh, these are pretty.
Mendoza relates to what these families are facing. His mother Elsa is currently battling multiple sclerosis. Tamika Brody is also a mother living with MS.
Last second 6.
And spoke about the letter Elsa wrote Fernando earlier this week.
When I read the letter, I teared up because it sort of spoke to how I feel about my boys and how I want their dreams to come true, but I don't want to be a burden on them and cap them. And I talked to him about it, and he said, he feels the love from his mom, even though the physical is not there, but at least the emotional is really there. And it was such a sentimental moment.
It's moments like these that show the impact goes far beyond the field.
To see a young man like Fernando who's, at the peak of his game, who could be thinking about football all the time, taking time to meet with them, spend time with them, create connection. It's powerful, it's inspiring, it creates connection, and it lets people know they're not alone. They're part of a community.
Now, those 4 local families also received a $10,000 shopping spree, so very cool for them to share their story with us. And I don't think you can name one person or find anybody that has anything bad to say about Fernando Mendoza. I talk about the word moment so many times when I talk about him, not only as a player, but as a person off of the field, how he takes advantage of these moments to raise awareness, but also taking advantage of moments when he is on the field, which is what leads us to tonight, the Heisman Trophy ceremony, where hopefully he's holding that trophy up by the end of the evening. Live in New York City, covering Fernando Mendoza in the Heisman race for 13 Sports, I'm Eli Gain. Allison, back to you.
All right, thank you. We're certainly rooting for him. Thanks, Eli.
And I think most of us are rooting for the snow to finally come to an end today. It's been snowing all day. We'll talk about the snow and some dangerous cold in the forecast.
Plus, Hoosiers stepping in to make sure every family gets the Christmas they deserve. We'll take you inside Judah Ministries Toy Drive ahead tonight.